Wow, Arab, you definitely shook the room with your bold presence. Thank you for that. Let's get ready for our next panel. It's called Building Lebanon's Digital Infrastructure. This panel brings together some of the brightest minds in tech and e-commerce to explore how innovation is reshaping the way we pay, sell, and grow online. We're thrilled to have innovators who are not just talking about change, they're actually building it. From global tech leadership to local entrepreneurial success, our speakers represent the future of digital Lebanon. Please welcome our moderator, Karl Haj, and panelists, Gabriel Giordani, Jad Fakhani, Ali Khalife, and Ahmad Murtada.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. The world of e-commerce is definitely booming, but navigating its landscape here in Lebanon presents a unique set of opportunities and challenges with a lack of digital infrastructure in the country. How do we build a successful business? How do we build a successful brand? And what role does technology play in paving the way for a better future? We have an incredible panel of experts with us tonight to unpack just that. Please help me welcome Gabriel Giordani, Vice President of Technology and Product at Whish Money. Welcome, Gabriel.
Thank you, Carl.
The renowned e-commerce mentor, Jad Fakhani, for those many of you who don't know, also known as the Wolfofbey. And two brilliant entrepreneurs who have built their own 6- and 7-figure brands, Ali Khalife and Ahmad Murtada. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gabriel, I would really love to start with you. You've been at the very heart of the tech world, the Silicon Valley, working with some of the biggest companies on the planet. It's a fascinating journey that's now led you to Whish Money. Could you share what drew you to this specific opportunity?
Absolutely, Carl. First off, thank you, everyone, and thank you, Jad, for having us here. I have got a chance over the past months to learn about Lebanon, to meet the people, and I've just been so overwhelmed by how incredible the people of Lebanon are and how dynamic the environment is. As you mentioned, I've worked at companies many of you know. I've worked at Google and Microsoft, building products at scale to billions of users. And what I've really learned is that what matters the most is that the problem that you are solving has a real-world impact. And when I encountered Whish for the first time, that's what I discovered. That Whish was solving real-world problems for real people here in Lebanon and the world. One of the biggest challenges that we see is, as Carl said, the infrastructure. Merchants miss out on many sales and many opportunities, and users don't have the opportunity to pay the way they want to. Whish provides an alternative for that. And what we're building today and what we will be building in the future is really intended to help build an incredible infrastructure for entrepreneurs like yourself, for customers to be able to be successful in their digital lives.
Thank you so much. That's truly a powerful mission, specifically when you mentioned about building the infrastructure, Gabriel. Jad, moving on to you, I would really love to ask you the question that you've mentored over 5,000 students, and you have seen like the ins and outs of e-commerce in this market. From your perspective, what are the biggest pain points that usually hold merchants back?
Okay, so see a lot of things that might hold merchants back, whether it's on the marketing side or whether on the back end. But there's this one thing for everyone who follows me in 2018 would know that I always used to speak about payments. The problem in Lebanon, actually, Lebanon is a great infrastructure for e-commerce, by the way. It's a little bit unstable. We've built over 8 7-figure brands here in Lebanon only. And I always say, if there's one thing I can change with my own hands, it will be the payment structure. Why? Because Lebanon is very highly dependent on cash on delivery. And that's something that, unfortunately, merchants are forced to adapt to how the client wants to pay. But at the end of the day, almost 35 to 40% of the orders get canceled sometimes, or returned, or they don't pay. And that's where, if you guys were in our last event, where we actually told you, Whish are starting Whish Pay, and at the end, almost 6 months, man, this changed the entire game. This changed the entire game, because for the first time ever, every Lebanese entrepreneur is experiencing the feeling of getting paid before even fulfilling their orders, which is, it gives a lot of cash for merchants to be able to scale their ads or pay on other stuff. Plus, هتضمن له إنه his order is safe ورح يوصل عند the client. And it solves a lot of stuff at delivery part as well. And to not forget, because of this small update, you now have access to over 1.3 million Whish users that are ready to get exposed to your stores. And with a click...
Someone on the front lines running a successful brand. Could you tell us a bit about your brand and how have you tackled this exact issue that Jad was mentioning to ensure your customers have a smooth experience?
So just for some context, I own a general store running only in Lebanon, selling trendy products. So I'm one of the first students in the engine. And when I first started, it was very hard, very complicated. Due to the weak infrastructure, the digital payments were absent. So we relied on cash on delivery. But after 2 years, we managed to scale, my partner Ayman and I, our brand to a 7-figures brand. And thanks to Jad for this.
In case حدا who doesn't know شو يعني هالقد amount, in dollar value, how much sales have you made?
$1 million in sales.
And have you ever sold a single item?
Thank you.
Have you ever sold a single order outside Lebanon?
No, only in Lebanon, and I live in France. I do it only in Lebanon, and I do it only in Lebanon for the future.
Here's your proof, everyone.
So it's true that 7 figures is a big number, but we face so many problems and so many challenges. We relate to everything that Jad said. The card were sometimes left out at the checkout phase. People didn't want to use cash on delivery. And even if they used it, some people actually returned the product because they do not answer anymore. We had a huge amount of returned orders, 7 to 8% of return order, which is huge. People were actually راحوا على الجبل أو راحوا على الأوفيس. واحد بطل معه مصاري. For so many reasons to cancel the order. The breakthrough is when Carl introduced us to Whish Pay 2 months ago. هون حسينا بالفرق لأن we integrated the Whish Pay into our Shopify store and our conversion rate witnessed a huge increase because people have an option now. They use their Whish balance to check out without the need of a card, and our return rate decreased from 7 to 8% to 3 to 4% because all of our customers are using Wish, and all the people that are buying through Wish, they expect the product to be delivered. They actually want the product. And an important point is that in Q4, Christmas is coming, Black Friday, there are a lot of gifts. So people want to buy a product, but send it to another person. And this was very complicated before because we had to send a driver to the person paying and a driver to deliver the product. So it was very complicated. And now it's super simple. They just have to pay and send it. It will be a game changer in Q4. And that's it. So WishPay is the go-to in Lebanon.
That is truly fascinating, Ali. Thank you so much. So
Thank you.
It's not just about accepting payments, but how you accept them in the efficient ways. Gabriel, so Ali has mentioned WishPay, but I do tend to understand the ecosystem is much broader. Can you walk us through the payment solutions you've developed for both the merchant and the end user?
Sure. First off, I love hearing about Ali's success. Really phenomenal. It's customers like that that make Wish special. What we're looking to do is really build a two-sided marketplace, as Jad mentioned. On the one hand, we provide 1.2 million Wish users with opportunities to spend their money safely and with trust, whether that is through your Wish Visa card, whether that is through a direct peer-to-peer payment from the Wish app, or whether that's sending money in or receiving money internationally. And then, on the flip side, for our merchants, we provide WishPay, which is a secure payment gateway. We provide QR code payments that I can take full advantage of. And then we provide payment links, ways for our merchants to be able to accept payment and to work with their vendors to be able to supply them. This network is about building trust. It's about making sure that there is access and infrastructure for our customers, whether they are a person looking to pay for something within a general store or they're a merchant looking to sell. We build that infrastructure and we're going to continue. And the future for us, as we look out into that, is how do we make this better? How do we use artificial intelligence to make it easier for our users? And truly, how do we make Wish the premier platform, not just here in Lebanon, but internationally?
So these convenient and seamless solutions are definitely key, and we definitely see the value Wish Money is putting in when it comes to developing the products and providing seamless solutions. So, Jad, let's talk about growth, and this is something interesting I would love to talk about. To grow an e-commerce brand, and this is one of the first things in your rule book, you have to advertise.
Correct.
So, often on international platforms like Meta, Google, and TikTok, how have you and your students navigated the payment challenges here?
Amazing. So I can really relate to that. لأنه, so everyone here, at least my students actually know every time you're trying to scale your ads, boom, في شيء بصير. And we used to face this a lot. If you're spending like on average $20 a day and then boom, you want to increase it to $100 or $300 a day, you find a problem with your bank. And that's something I actually faced. I was actually كنت عم بستعمل my cards من UAE. And you guys know my story, خبرتكم إياها on the side. I lost over $100,000 in opportunity cost just because my ads were off, because the bank decided that you cannot advertise anymore. And that's where I actually called the guys من Wish. I told them, no, I would like to try the cards. هيدي من زمان. I tried the cards. Ever since then, I've never had a failed payment ever. And then I noticed I was actually paying 2 to 3% on average by my other cards, هذا غير exchange fee, على every فاتورة ads. And across all of my brands and businesses and the courses, etc., we spend over $15,000 on ads a day. So imagine how much this amount adds up to by the end of the month. Until قالوا لي إنه at Wish you actually pay $0, as in you pay 0% on those transactions. The amount you see is the amount you pay. I'll be honest, أول شيء قلت أكيد في أكاتش. I'm sorry. But then it was actually true. It was actually true. Every time I used to pay my dollar bills على الads, إذا فاتورتي $900 I used to pay $900 كان ينسحب من $900. And that's what actually amazed me. And that's why before we actually did our last event and our partnership, I was promoting Whish heavily because anything that can save a single dollar on my students, I advertise it for free no matter what it is. And so yeah, it was really good. And people ما كتير بيعرفوا قيمة هالشغلة until they scale. So by the moment that you scale, I can assure you, the bank he will start to add some question marks the moment you want to start increasing your ad budget. So my advice is وفروا هالوجعة الراس و start with Whish directly.
What you see is what you pay. That is really a statement mentioned by you. Thank you, Shad.
I think we need to add that to our marketing.
As a slogan.
Yeah, as a slogan, absolutely.
Done deal.
Definitely. So, Ahmad, you're another successful brand owner.
Thank you.
So how are you leveraging these kinds of tools that Jad and Gabriel have mentioned, and Ali as well in his business, to promote your company and to manage your expenses at the same time?
Exactly. Awashi, thank you for having us here, guys. It's such an amazing event. To be honest, I'm going to take you into a short tour in my story. Jad, you personally know it. Awashi, my name is Ahmad. I own a six-figure brand specialized in the health and beauty niche. I'm going to be very clear and very honest. I started from nothing. So I'm going to add to مثل الشيء اللي قال عنه جاد انه about the expenses, about الفيز اللي بتدفعهم. على فكره مش بس على big scale. If we want to talk on a small scale, especially when you start from nothing. At that stage, every penny literally matters. So هيدا كان one of the biggest challenges that I faced. Plus انه I told you انه ما كان عندي access about the banking stuff. I took the course. I decided to change my life. وخلص I took it on a personal level. And as a Lebanese entrepreneur, we all face huge problems with our journey. So one of them was, how will I pay? Yani, how should I pay for my stuff? How would I pay for my ads? So as I mentioned before, in that early stage, literally every penny matters. So I got introduced to Whish, and مثل ما قال جاد صراحة I couldn't believe. So صراحة it was a huge turn for me. كان ساعدتني to save a lot of money even على ال early stage and even when you scale to a six-figure and beyond. لأنه مثل ما قال جاد, when you want to pay on a big scale, لما بدك تجيب in bulk, لما بدك تدفع أي شيء بhuge amount, هدول percentage fees really count. So إذا وفرتهم هدول, you can invest them in your own business. Plus I faced a lot of failed payments before, and الناس اللي بتشتغل على big level بتعرف انه اذا قفيت اد شي 3-4 ساعات او 5 ساعات قد ايه ممكن يكون huge turn ليور بزنس وقد ايه يمكن تخسر مصاري. فكثير عانينا من هالامور قبل, بس صراحه with Whish everything كان كثير perfect صراحه. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. So Ahmad, Gabriel, what Ahmad was mentioning also, leveraging tools like Whish Money to mitigate costs is very important when starting their own business, and Ahmad just gave us his testimony as well. The importance of having products and the highlight that Jad also gave about the bottlenecks that you have. And this is what Ahmad also wanted to highlight on, having these tools in order to have successful and enable, if you'd like, payment solutions that are cost effective, as you have already mentioned.
Yeah, look, I mean, for every entrepreneur, cost is going to be one of the most important items that they need to manage at the beginning of their business. Our goal is to sit there and make sure that it's transparent, it's easy for you to manage, and then we give you the tools. Exactly. And as we go further into our journey, as we look at the ways that merchants use our services, part of our goal is to make sure that we provide you the tools to be able to manage those costs and to be able to better understand them. So stay tuned. We're really looking to make sure that what you guys have is what you need in order to manage your businesses.
I feel that you have some final statement to say.
Of course. So as usual, guys, I've said this 100 times. There is no way on earth I expose my students and community into something that I don't personally use or I don't personally use on a daily basis. And that's why every single time we have an event, we have a meetup, etc., whatever it is, I always make sure that Whish is with me wherever I go. Because in the same way it helped me scale my businesses, decrease my expenses, indirectly and إذا بدك through إنه الcards directly. I want this for my students. And I want to thank you guys once again for bringing this hope back to the Lebanese entrepreneurs community, because people like you, even if you might not actually feel it, but on ground, you guys are opening doors for all of those people right here and hundreds of thousands of them outside. So I want to thank you on their behalf.
Truly incredible insights, ranging from Gabriel, the infrastructure, about digital solutions, Jad overviewing the bottlenecks that have been faced in this market and how we can mitigate these risks by providing these tools that Gabriel has mentioned, real life testimonies by successful stories, Ahmed and Ali. It seems very clear that overcoming the friction in payments is fundamental to unlocking the next wave of e-commerce growth in Lebanon. That's completely for sure. From accessibility for everyone to providing merchants with cost-effective tools for sales and advertising, the solutions, we can proudly say, are finally here. A huge thank you for our panelists, Gabriel, Jad, Ali, and Ahmed, for sharing your invaluable experience. I truly do believe that the future of e-commerce is in safe hands. Thank you for watching. The future of Lebanon is in safe hands. Thank you so very much, guys.
Thank you so much.
I just want to add something صراحة. Jad, I wanted to say that بآخر event بس صراحة ما قدرت اضطريت في البكير بس I really يمكن الشيء الوحيد اللي اقدر ارد لك المعروف اللي انت عملته معنا للانجن كوميونتي لللبنانيز كوميونتي. يمكن الطريقة الوحيدة اللي اقدر اوفيك فيها هي انه عن جد اشكرك قدام كل هالعالم العشي اللي عم تعمله للكوميونتي لللبنانيز كوميونتي. Thank you Wish also. I'm gonna be very honest. Okay. كله بيرجع للهارد work, dedication, sleepless night, but بصراحة I'm gonna be very honest, I couldn't do it without a mentor like you in this country, man.
Thank you so
We
much.
love you, man.
Thank you so much. And keep
Thank
it
you,
up.
everyone. That's our time for today. Thank you for watching us. Man, thank you, sir.
Thank you guys for having shared all this useful information with us. This ecosystem wouldn't be the same without your leadership and vision. Next, we will be welcoming on stage the founder and CEO of BAD Marketing, one of the leading full-service e-commerce agencies in the US, managing over $1 billion in annual revenues. With a powerhouse team of 180 plus marketers, Eddie has helped scale over 100 eight-figure brands through cutting-edge, data-driven strategies. Beyond business, okay, I guess we're gonna switch speakers for now. بس ما في ادم انا عندي شيء كويس يلا تعال Okay, guys, sorry, we had a small order switch in our speakers. So our next speaker began trading stocks at the age of 12, and he turned that early passion into a powerhouse career in finance. He studied finance, accounting, and biochemistry at the University of Michigan, founded by the Michigan Investment Group, and launched the Kobeissi letter back in 2015, a platform now trusted by top investors around the world. He's worked on Wall Street, advising on over $10 billion in deals. And this includes Nestlé's $4.3 billion acquisition and major equity issuance for global brands. Please welcome to the stage Adam Kobeissi.
What's going on, Beirut? You know, when Jad called me to be here, you know, usually when people invite me to conferences, is all the back and forth, all the logistics. He called me 2 days ago. The first thing I said is, how do I get on a flight tomorrow? And I flew in yesterday to Beirut just to make this conference. Being Lebanese, it's always been a dream to come back, give back to this community, give back to this country. And to see this e-commerce community that's now becoming massive is incredible. So I'm here to talk about the Kobeissi letter, which I'm sure many of you have heard of. It's a financial publication that I started 10 years ago, basically as a hobby, and has now become one of the largest publications in the world, generating over 1 billion views per year. And I wanted to use this opportunity. Usually I'm talking about markets and technical stuff. I don't want to talk about what stock you should buy, none of that. I wanted to use my journey and my experience as a learning lesson for how you guys can build your companies. So, as an overview, the Kobeissi letter is effectively a research publication where my goal is to outperform the stock market in the US, which is the S&P 500. That was the core reason I started this company 10 years ago, and I was one of the first to combine both fundamental and technical analysis, which are two ways to analyze an investment. Now we're doing over 100 million views a month, as I said. I've become a frequent contributor in a lot of the large American media channels like Fox, CNBC, CNN, Bloomberg. But at its core, my company is the same thing it was on day one. We simplify complex topics into concise and understandable analysis. And as you heard in my intro, I went to school in the US. I was born and raised in the US. I used to come to Lebanon every single summer. I still do. But there, I studied finance, and I worked on Wall Street for a few years, where I gained institutional experience, learned the ins and outs of how the American financial system works and how global markets operate. But at its core, my passion was always in the Kobeissi letter, which I started, as I said, 10 years ago when I was a senior in high school. The first thing I learned in building this company is you need to find your target audience in anything you're doing. I don't care what you're selling, what you're providing. You have to have an audience that's big enough to serve and grow. So I was one of the first to start posting on Twitter 10 years ago. I didn't even think about it. I was just posting different analysis, different thoughts about the market. There was around 25,000 or less people that would do this, and we were just a small niche community without anything really. We didn't really think much of it. It never was intended to be a business. It was just something we did for fun. Today, there's over 20 million monthly active users on this platform, probably more. And it's become basically globally followed for finance. I mean, X or Twitter is now where people go for financial information first. And one of the key things that happened, there are many key things, but there have been these things that I like to call mass onboarding events for financial markets. One of them was the pandemic. Does anybody know what this picture is right here? Do you know where this picture was taken? Times Square, correct. If you would have asked in any time in the last 20, 30, 40 years, can you get a picture in Times Square without a single person standing there? It's impossible. Today, you go to Times Square in New York. Actually, most people that live in New York, I lived in New York for a few years, you don't go to Times Square because there's so many people. It's terrible. During the pandemic, everybody was forced online. Here, globally, wherever you were, in the US, there was one thing that was open. You couldn't go to the casino, you couldn't go to sports events, you couldn't go ice skating, you couldn't do anything. You could do one thing. It was the stock market. During this time, my brand started growing, my target audience started growing, and this then kind of grew into other big events like the meme stock frenzy. I'm sure you guys all heard about when people are trading GameStop and AMC and these quote-unquote meme stocks. And then also crypto, which my good friend Arab talked about previously, has also been a mass onboarding event. So when this disruption happened in 2020, and I emphasize this word disruption, we saw unprecedented changes in finance and in the economy everywhere. In America alone, consumers accumulated $2.1 trillion of excess savings. All this money was rushing in. People want to know, what do I do with this money? And volatility was above 2008 levels. So not even the biggest recession in US history had seen volatility that we were seeing. This led a ton of people to me. Prior to the pandemic, I had less than 1% of the viewership that I had now, but I had established a base, and I had a reputation, but I wasn't that well known. But people wanted guidance, and that's exactly what I did. I started providing guidance in a simple and easy way to understand. And I think what you guys need to understand here is disruption is a huge opportunity for any business. Like Whish, we were at dinner last night, and I was talking about how Whish has basically become the biggest processor of payments in Lebanon. What was the disruption that happened? You guys all got locked out of your bank accounts. That was an opportunity for someone. And I think you need to be positioned to capitalize when disruption happens in life. And that's why I say, a lot of people will come and say, you got lucky. How did you become the one that your publication was followed? Or how did this business become big? They got lucky. They met the right guy. Well, luck is really only possible if you work hard before it presents itself. We'll all be in the right place at the right time at some point. Everyone in this room, you will all be in the right place at the right time. But if you're not positioned ahead of them to capitalize on it, it won't mean anything. It'll just be another day. And as I said, this led to a crazy amount of new investors. Retail investors, prior to 2020, was down to about 15% of US market volume. Now it's up to about 25, 30. And again, this has been a key growth factor for me that has led the Kobeissi letter to become a primary source of financial information for investors, both on the institutional and on the retail side. So the next thing that happened in my life was Elon Musk bought Twitter. This DM right here is a message I got from Elon Musk when he bought Twitter. And before Elon Musk bought the company, I don't know if anybody was keeping up with what was happening, but he didn't really want to buy the company. It was a joke. He submitted an offer. He said, I submitted an offer to buy Twitter for $44 billion. This was more than double what the value of the company was. And everyone said, oh, okay, it's a joke. But the company, Twitter, said, no, we're gonna take that offer. It's a great offer. And then Elon Musk tried backing out. And Twitter sued him and said, no, you have to buy us. This is the thing. In America, you can sue people saying they have to buy you. I know. So a month later, the acquisition closed on October 27th of 2022. I was known for building this finance Twitter community, and I had posted some suggestions on X, and Elon Musk came across it. He sent me this message. I was at the gym working out. Hi, I'm still fixing Twitter engineering. New ideas are pointless without it. Let's circle back in a few weeks. I look at the phone, I'm like, all right, this is probably fake Elon Musk. I go to the account, 200 million followers. No, real Elon Musk. And when Elon bought Twitter, all these brands, all these companies, everybody was saying, oh, what's going to happen to Twitter? We don't like change. We want the status quo. But you need to adapt to change when it happens, because this ended up being one of the greatest opportunities of my life. Elon and I built out multiple new things on Twitter that you guys now use, such as hashtags. If you go on Twitter right now, or X, and you press on a ticker, you can see all the posts that happen with that ticker, a stock. That's something I came up with. We started a trading partnership with eToro, where you can now trade directly on X. And we also did a partnership with TradingView, where you can now see charts directly on X. And I'm not being paid to post this, or talk about this. Elon has never paid me $1. It's more so just my love for the platform. And soon, X will be this one-stop shop where you can do anything financial related, which has positioned my business for continued growth. We're now nearing 1 million followers on the platform. And X is now the #1 app in the world for news. So you need to adapt to change when it presents itself. If I would have just shut down and said, oh, you know, there's new management at Twitter, things are changing, I need to go a different platform, this is not, I would have never been in the position I'm in now. And that was a key lesson that I think everyone here can learn. The other thing is, you need to create something that adds value to people's lives. I mean, it's pretty simple. If your product does not create value or does not add value to people, they will not pay you for it. Simple. I mean, you won't go buy anything if it's not going to help you. And if you can create value to the owners of the business, the employees of the business, and the customers, you will have a successful business. Those are the 3 things that you need. And you also need to continue to evolve. As things change, you need to evolve the business. If my business didn't change in 10 years, it would not be successful today. It's a different world. And I put this example at the bottom of the screen of GoPro. You guys are all familiar with GoPro, right? The camera company. This company, when it went public, they listed on the New York Stock Exchange in 2014. It was the hottest stock in the world. You can see the chart. It skyrocketed at first. And then now it's down 96% since then. And why did that happen? Because GoPro is a product, it's not a company. There are many companies that have failed because they were products. You need to create a sustainable brand with multiple product offerings that continue to evolve with the market, and you'll be successful. For me, my value that I added was initially that I could outperform the market. My investment strategy was tested and tried. This is a chart comparing my returns to the S&P 500 over the last 5 years, more than 4 times the return of the S&P 500. And Wall Street, that's what people look at. How are your returns? I've covered the same assets for the last 10 years, and I've mastered that space. And as Warren Buffett says, you need to invest in what you know. If you are running a business or investing in something, you need to know it better than every single person in this room to be the most successful. And once you do that, a quality product will sell itself. It's just a matter of time. And that leads me to my next point. Most people don't know this, but in my early days of the Kobeissi letter, the first 2 to 3 years, this was a completely free thing I would post online, and maybe I had 100 people that would read it, 200 people. If someone liked one of my tweets, I thought it was cool, I would go show my whole family, oh my God, look, I got 10 likes on this post. But I never thought it would be a company. Over time, we grew. In June of 2017, we had about 10,000 people that were reading the report. And I said, all right, I actually went and asked my mom. I said, what do you think if we just try charging a subscription fee? Maybe this will become a business. I said, I don't know. I mean, maybe people will just leave. They won't really want to pay for something they're getting for free. I started charging a subscription, and instantly, tons of people signed up. It became a business, and people were paying for the same exact thing they were getting free yesterday. The next day, they were paying for it. And they kept telling me it's because it adds value. And that's a key point. If I right now created a chocolate bar and said, this is the best chocolate bar in the world, it's right here for free, so all you guys come take it. I guarantee you, at least half the room will come take a chocolate bar. And maybe half of those people will try it, and maybe another half of those people will say, yeah, that is the best chocolate bar I've ever had. I'm gonna go buy it right now from the street, from the store down the street. And that's what I learned, is if you have something that is valuable and you know the value of it and you just want to be seen, give it away for free. It'll sell itself. Dropbox is a great example of this. A US company that is, they store files online. It was free in 2012. Here's their original website. Now this is an $8 billion public company with a subscription model. Same exact thing happened to them. The other thing I will say is, once you build a brand, you need to diversify your revenue streams. So for me, it first started as a free service, then it became a paid service. And then when it became paid, I implemented another free service to continue to grow that audience and retain the audience. And then from there, it became brand partnerships, social media revenue, hiring more creators, and many other ways now that my brand is able to produce revenue. And ultimately now, we're pivoting to the point where I'm becoming a personal brand. I guess me simply being at places is a brand in itself. And if you take a look at this chart in the bottom right of the screen, the industry for financial media spending has been doubling every single year since 2023, and expected to double again next year to 1.5 billion. Make sure you're in an industry where there's growth in the industry. You don't want to be in an industry that's going down or stagnant. You need to grow with the industry. And that's something I learned. That's very important. And then lastly, I think you need to use data-driven analytics. So here are my Twitter analytics. I've actually never posted this anywhere, but I figured why not in Lebanon? This is a good place to debut the analytics. We've done 1.5 billion views on Twitter alone in the last 12 months. That's like, 20% of the world has seen our tweets. There's never been a time in history where you could reach 20% of the world doing anything other than now. And with all that data, whatever business you're running, even if you're getting 10,000 views, you're gonna get all these analytics. I can go see the gender, the age. You guys know about analytics. I don't need to explain it. Optimize your offerings to what those people want, what the demographics of those people are, and then also make it easy for people to access what you're doing. A couple of years ago, I hired an engineer, and we completely redid everything, the website, the back end, everything, the checkout page, to make it as easy as possible for people to sign up for what we're selling. And from there, fine-tune your marketing approach with these analytics, and also understand what I like to call is the mythical creature in the room, which is the algorithm. This algorithm can make or break your life these days. Literally, it can literally make or break your life. On X, Elon Musk open sourced the algorithm. I spent over 100 hours studying the algorithm, and I know every single component of every single post that will make your post go viral. And that's how I'm able to consistently produce views on things that I post. On every platform you're on, you need to understand the algorithm and what works. So, I will say if you combine all these things together, something you're passionate about, something that creates value, an industry that's growing, and you have a quality product, and you're able to fine-tune your offerings, you can create something that is incredibly profitable, has much higher margins than a traditional brick-and-mortar business, and with e-commerce, you can end up working anywhere you want in the world, so you can just pack up and go to Lebanon next day like I did yesterday. So thank you for listening. Here's our socials, our website if you're interested. And I was going to open it up for Q&A. I don't know I think we're going to have a Q&A panel, but maybe we'll take questions at the Q&A panel. But thank you, everybody.
Before we continue, I'm going to be announcing the winners of the iStyle gifts. So please, you can go to the booth at my right and pick up your gifts. Here's the list of winners. Tam Hmadi, Céline Kazour, Ivana Hashim, Hassan Ali Zehni, Stephen Khalife, Wafiq Zaidan, and Noor Khalaf. Next, we'll be welcoming on stage the founder and CEO of BAD Marketing, one of the leading full-service e-commerce agencies in the US, managing over $1 billion in annual revenue. With a powerhouse team of 180 plus marketers, Eddie has helped scale over 100 eight-figure brands through cutting-edge, data-driven strategies. Beyond business, he is also committed to impact, helping hundreds of Lebanese talents find remote work through Remotely X. Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Maalouf.
Test. What's up, Beirut? Hey, before I start, please, Zatfi Kbiri, للteam تبع ECOM, Wolfofbey for putting such an amazing event together. All right, going up to this speech or this event وكل شيء كنت عم فكر براسي like عن شو بدي احكي. You know what I mean? Do I want to get technical? Do I want to talk about a lot of different things that you guys can take home? But I think I decided to stick to one topic: how to stop being a pussy and start winning big. And today, my only hope today is that you leave my presentation and you go get more aggressive in your life. You go play life on offense. You attack. And when we have the same event next year, you guys are in a completely different place than where you are today. So let's get started. First of all, who am I? I think they gave a pretty good introduction. I run a company called Bad Marketing. And the about 12 different companies in America I run, I don't publicize all of them. Some are pretty big. Between all of them, we did about $80 million the last 12 months. And this is kind of stuff that I keep private to myself. I mainly just talk about bad marketing on my social media. But I think the most important point I want to get to you guys today is me and all the other people on the stage. You guys look at us, you know, ناطرين برا بالصف لتسألونا سؤالات. You guys think we're some kind of special person. We have some kind of special talent. But at the end of the day, all of us are just like you guys sitting in these chairs. We're in the same exact position 5 years ago. This is me in 2020 بالبيسمنت عن أهلي I didn't even have $1. عم اشتغل عن أهلي بالبيت على اللابتوب وعم جرب اتعلم كيف اعمل marketing online كرمال اعمل مصاري, right? This is just 6 years ago, right? 2020, this is me taking pictures, learning how to use a camera because I didn't have money to hire someone to go take pictures for me, okay? A lot can change. This is 2025. I have 4 supercars. My company does $20 million a year, my main company. You can see some of the screenshots here. $80,000 days, $50,000 days. Life can turn around very quick in 5 to 6 years. And all I want you guys to get out of this is that this can be you in the next 2 to 3 years if you put your head down and you take your shit seriously. And like I said, stop being a pussy and take a little bit of risk. So today, hopefully by the end of my presentation, you guys have a very clear path of exactly what to do the next 3 years to get to where I'm at. If I give you any value today, all I ask is you take a picture of me on stage, you tag me, and I'll repost it for you guys. So let's get started. Like I said, I'm not special. And no one on this stage is, okay? Every single one of us, you see Mehdi, you see millions of followers, massive offices. 5, 6 years ago, he didn't have any of this. You see George Saliba, millions of followers on YouTube. 5, 6 years ago, none of this. You see my brother Arab on stage, millions of followers, going to the most famous people in the world. 5 years ago, we were laughing at him. He was sitting in his bedroom playing video games, and we laughed at him as a family. We said, haha, you're doing nothing with your life. 5 years later, he's sitting on stage, he gets billions of views. All of this can change, and the first point I want to make sure you guys understand is none of us are special. But I believe as Lebanese, we have an advantage in every marketplace. In America, for those of you guys that don't live in the States, I'd say like on average, people that go and start a business in America, rough number, maybe 10% of them end up having a decent business, successful, good job. If you look at the Lebanese people in America who decided to start a business, 60 to 80% of them probably have successful companies. We're built differently in Lebanon. Our genetic pool is different. Over the last 10 years, yeah. It's true. I'm telling you, everywhere in the world I go, I see Lebanese people, they're very successful, and it's because of the work ethic that we build in Lebanon. It's because of all the shit we've been through the last 10 years in this country. No one's been through the shit that we've been through, and we're still here standing, we're still showing up on a Saturday, learning, trying to be better, so that we can improve our lives, improve our families' lives, and everything like that. You can't just find that anywhere. But at the same time, as Lebanese, we need to be aware of our weaknesses. A lot of times, as Lebanese people, we don't self-reflect and look at ourselves and say, "When fiyat Hassan, where can I be better? Where are my weaknesses?" We always just assume we're good at everything. It's a very hard thing to get over our egos, and it is a weakness of ours. We need to be very aware of all our weaknesses. Each one of you has a different weakness. Each one of you has a different strength. We need to be very aware of our weaknesses, especially as Lebanese people as a whole. I'll start with one of them. I think this is one of the biggest weaknesses in Lebanon. What is this shit that all the men are carrying around? This is not a men's purse. This is a toiletry bag. I see all the men in Lebanon carry this shit everywhere. This, you put your toothbrush in it, and your cologne and your deodorant, not your wallet and your cigarettes. Let's get rid of this shit, okay? Weakness number one. Moving on. I want to get one thing done today. And again, by the time that we're done, the only thing I want you to do is be more aggressive, okay? None of us were special. We were just fucking aggressive for 5 years straight. We worked our ass off at one thing, and that's why we're at today. We didn't get distracted with a million things. So today, I'm gonna give you guys an exact path on what your next steps are to get to that level. Because the second worst thing you can do today, I'll tell you the first one at the end of the presentation, but the second worst thing you can do today at this event is take hundreds of notes from all the speakers, all the panels, have all this information, finance, crypto, marketing, e-commerce, and you leave here and you have too many ideas. If you leave here with too many things on your list, you won't do any of them. Remember this, all of us do this, same shit. We come to an event, we take all these notes, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna start sales, and I'm gonna do e-commerce, Arab اللي يعمل content, اللي يعمل crypto, blah, 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 and you guys do too many things, and you don't do anything. This is called analysis paralysis in English, okay? This is where you have too many options, and you cannot make a decision of what your next step is, because you have too many options. This is the second worst thing that you can do at this event. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna walk you down a straight line. I'm gonna show you over the next 2 to 3 years how to make millions of dollars if you live in Lebanon. I'm gonna give you the exact steps, and these are the same steps I would follow. Before we get started, I wanna break business down for you in the simplest form. There's two sides of business. There's revenue creation. I call this offense, okay? You go, you make more money. This is sales, this is marketing. Can you go create revenue for a business? The second side of the business is expense removal. Every business is trying to make more money, save more money, keep more profit in the middle. It's very simple. There's two sides. The reason I'm showing you this is because I want to see by vote from everyone in this room, and I want you to stand, not your hands, who thinks revenue creation is more valuable than expense removal? Stand up. Stand up. Who thinks revenue creation is more valuable than expense removal? Thank you. Sit down. Who thinks expense removal is more valuable than revenue generation? Stand up. Well, 60% of you didn't even stand. This is the problem I'm getting to. None of you guys are aggressive. You guys aren't willing to take risks. You're embarrassed to stand up in front of an audience. Thank you for those that stood up. The correct answer is revenue creation. When you create revenue for a business, another business, your business, whatever it is, when you have a skill that you can make money, you can ask for more money than anyone else because you can create an infinite amount of money for a business. I can go right now, I can walk into a company making $1 million a year, and I can make it $10 million a year next year from marketing. I can demand half of that business as my own because I can make it 10 times bigger. If I go and I do expense removal, if that's what I'm focused on in the business, how to save money, how to cut expenses, how to make operations better, blah, 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 I'm limited to how much money I can ask for because I have to depend on the guy who can create revenue to make more revenue so I can save more on the expenses. Therefore, I challenge you to find a domain that is in revenue generation and go all in on it, because you will never have a ceiling to your income. So creating is offense, removing is defense. I want you guys to start playing offense. A lot of you guys, a lot of the questions I'm hearing in the audience when I'm back there asking questions is, oh, Eddie, I'm scared to take a risk. Eddie, what would you do in my situation? I don't have any time. Eddie, I'm scared to do this. Guys, stop being fucking scared, because everyone else is playing scared, and the only reason you're not standing on the stage is because you're playing scared too. That's it. There's no skills, there's no gap. We all didn't know shit 5 years ago, and honestly, we still don't know shit. We're just standing here telling you whatever we do know, right? And so I challenge you guys to do that. I pulled up a definition here of offense. The key term I want to go over is, let's see, whose primary responsibility is to try and score. Okay, where is it? Right here. Primary responsibility is to try and score. This means being on offense, okay? Every single fucking day, you are trying to score. Every day. It is your primary responsibility. Not, oh, this week, I feel very good, I'm aggressive. Oh, some people told me no, they don't want to work with me. Next week, I'm going to take it a little easy. I'm not going to ask as many people because a lot of people said no. Well, you know, my feelings are a little bit hurt. That's not being on offense. If I lost all my money, my connections, and my skills, I promise you, if I lived in Lebanon, I would be a millionaire in 2 to 3 years. No skills, nothing. I don't know anything about marketing. I don't know anything, and I've done it before. What you guys don't realize is you see bad marketing, you see this stuff in America, you see some stuff in Dubai. What you don't realize is it all started in Lebanon. My first 10 clients were all in Lebanon. I walked into offices, I got clients in Lebanon, and I built a 6-figure agency in Lebanon in 1 summer before I even went back to America, okay? I'm very confident in this, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you exactly step by step what you need to do it in 2 to 3 years as well, so that there's no bullshit excuses. And only 5 to 10% of you in this room will leave and take action, and 90% of you guys will be like, I don't feel like it, it's too hard, I don't wanna work that hard. The same bullshit excuses we all give ourselves, but I'm talking to the 5 and 10% who are gonna leave here and change their lives, and next year we have this fucking event, they're gonna be standing on this stage. All right, so 3 steps. If I was to be a millionaire, if you wanted to be a millionaire in 3 years living in Lebanon, I'm gonna give you 3 exact steps you're gonna take. It's really this simple. Step number 1 is skills. My first 1 to 2 months is only focused on skills. Remember, in this scenario, I have no connections, I have no money, and I have no skills, okay? I don't know anything about marketing right now. Every single skill that has been taught up here, financial letters, marketing, content creation, sales, everything you guys hear, you can learn in 1 to 2 months. Honestly, you can learn it in 10 fucking hours. When I first started marketing, there was nowhere near the education provided like Jad's doing for the ECOM community. There was none of this stuff available. And I was able to learn ads in 24 hours. Keith, today, with all these resources we have, you can learn any fucking skill. Go sell someone on a project and spend the night learning on YouTube how the fuck to do the thing you just sold them on, and you have a business in 24 hours. It's very simple. But for example's sake, I'm gonna say it's gonna take you 1 to 2 months. Here's how we're gonna do it, and today we're gonna figure out what is the skill that you're gonna do. Because I'm talking to some of you guys, you're like, I don't know, maybe I do e-com, maybe I do sales, but I don't really like talking to people, maybe I do something else. So today we're gonna figure that out. Step number 1. All these skills that I'm gonna show you are fast and they have no cost. You can do these all for free. So first of all, attention generation skills. These are people who can create attention. In today's world, there's reasons why you're in this room. It's because someone here, whether it's Jad, whether it's me, whether it's Mehdi, whether it's Arab, has your attention. And because we posted about it, we have your attention. You guys showed up to this room. Attention generation. So 2 skills would be content creation and online ads. And give me a second, I'm gonna go through all the skills and then I'm gonna break down exactly which ones are the best fit for you guys. Second category is attention conversion. My brother Arab can get 100 million views a month, but I make 10 times more money than him. It's because I'm better at attention conversion than my brother is. I can take someone's attention and I can turn it into dollars. Much better than he can. So he can get 100 million views. I just need 1 million and I'll do more money than his 100 million because I have attention conversion skills, okay? Sales and copywriting. Everyone like Jad, everyone like Mehdi who has millions of views, hundreds of millions of views, needs someone who can convert the attention. It's all useless until the views turn into dollars. And the last category is business organization. This is for my introverts, whoever's introverted. AI, super, super huge right now. You can go learn AI softwares, guys. I watched an 8-hour YouTube video on building AI automations, and I felt like I was a fucking expert. I walked into a meeting just for fun, pitching them on AI. I just learned on a YouTube video on my sofa on a Sunday. حطيتها popcorn بإيدي, حضرت 8 hours AI. I went and sold the guy $15,000 AI package, and I learned it from an 8-hour YouTube video. That's how easy it is to learn these skills. But all of us make excuses. We don't go looking. We don't try hard enough. If something's difficult, خلاص نحطها جنب, we'll try it later. You guys aren't trying to overcome, right? So let's break them into 2 categories. If you're introverted, you like to stay to yourself, you don't answer your WhatsApp calls from your friends, you are on the introverted side. These are the best skills if you're an introverted person in Lebanon to learn in today's world, okay? You can learn skills that are not online, that are not on this list. That's okay. But with these skills on this list, you can go to any country, 8 billion people in the world, and you can sell them services by living in Lebanon, and they will send you USD to your bank account in Lebanon, and you can have a seriously successful business making millions of dollars from these skills, even if you are an introvert. If you're an extrovert like me, I like to talk to people. I like to do sales. I'm very outgoing. I'll pick up your call if you call me most of the time. Content creation, sales, copywriting, online ads, e-commerce. Take a picture of this. All I want you to do is pick one. Don't sit here and be like, wow, Eddie said AI is good, but he also said sales is good, but he also said ads is good. Pick one skill. Pick the one that's closest to you. If your friends tell you, كل حياتكم, they tell you, man, أنت كتير شاطر بالحكي, man, كتير شاطر بالحكي, أنت. Good, go into sales. Don't sit on AI on a computer and try to compete with someone who doesn't like talking to people, who can sit on a computer for 24 hours a day. He's gonna beat you. But he can't beat you in sales because you're extroverted. So now that we have our skill, step 2 is we're gonna work. But we're not gonna work for ourselves. We're gonna work for another company. This is a big key here. I think the biggest problem a lot of us did when we started our own business was فتنا بالbusiness بلا ما نشتغل لغير شركة, already doing the work that we're doing so that we can learn from all of their mistakes, okay? And my biggest regret, I worked for a company for 6 months before I started my own company. My biggest regret was not working another 6 months and learning exactly how they do everything in the company. So when I go to start my own business, it's a shortcut. Already bought exactly what to do. I know all the problems. I know how it's organized. My goal is to learn. So phase 2, my first 2 years, we're gonna work. Here's the risks of a big company versus a small company, okay? I want you guys to learn a skill and go get a fucking job at a company that does it. If you wanna learn e-commerce, take Jad's program, start your own thing, sure. But if you go and work for a company doing $10 million a year e-commerce, you will learn so much more in the year than you will possibly doing your own business. And when you go to start your own business, it will be so much easier because you already know the blueprint. You already know what big people do, when they're organized, what it looks like, and you can copy all those. So if you go to a big company, obviously you're gonna have lower risk. It's gonna be a more secure job, but you're gonna have less opportunities to do more. You're gonna have less opportunities to learn more skills, to try different things because the company's huge. If you go work with a small company, higher risk, of course, it's a small company, best, you're gonna be able to do whatever the fuck you want in this company. If you're a hard worker, you'll get promoted all the way to the top. You'll be able to do every job in the business. And by the time you're done, 1 to 2 years, depending on how good you are, you will know everything it takes to run a business. And then you'll be able to go to step 3, which is build. Now, before we go to step 3, I wanna tell you guys about Remotely X and the booth barra. This is all we do, is we take diligent, amazing Lebanese talent like you guys, and we help place you with the best American companies in your domain, whether it's e-commerce, whether it's development, project management, everything in between. If it doesn't work because the internet or whatever, في عندنا booth برا, please go apply, put your name on the list, because you never know. Some of your dream companies, برا, might be looking for talent in Lebanon through remotely, and this might be your chance to work with them. Step 3 is build. I put forever because you're gonna keep building this business and everything you got for the rest of your life after you got those skills, okay? Here's exactly what you're gonna do. You're gonna take everything you now know from working in another company that does exactly what you wanna do. If it's in sales, go work for a sales company. If it's in e-com, find a successful e-commerce company, go work in it, etc. You're gonna take everything you've learned and you're gonna find a business partner. And that's why being in this room is so important. Some of you guys are extroverted. Some of you are really good at sales, communication, whatever, but you're disorganized. You're shit, you don't even have a calendar, you barely take notes, you write something, you forget about it, but you're so good at speaking. Find someone in the room who's not good at speaking with people, but it's very organized, they take care of their stuff, and become a partnership together. Because all of us have weaknesses. And the fastest way for us to avoid those weaknesses is to find a business partner that can fill those weaknesses. You see someone like Jad up here, and you see all the businesses Jad has, and wow, Jad's so smart, he has all the businesses. Every single business, every business has a partner, or just one? One doesn't. Does every business you have a business partner? Every business. Almost all of them. Almost all of his businesses have a business partner. Anna, yesterday, George Saliba was in my car, he was asking me, he said, bro, how do you start all these companies, bro? Like, I just don't even know what to do. I'm like, bro, there's not a single business I have that does not have business partners. I do not want to do this shit alone. It's hard. I don't have every skill in the book. ما في اهتم ب 12 different companies at the same time. I need to find partners. I need to make connections in rooms like this. I need to meet other people who can fill my weaknesses and fill my gaps. Just remember, please, your biggest risk is not taking a risk. Your biggest risk and your worst case scenario is قاعدين بهالأوضة 1 year from now in the same fucking position you already are. That's the worst case scenario. Guys, the day I realized, I was working in my parents' house, I wasn't making any money, okay? Maybe 2-3 years, I finally made like $40,000, $50,000 per month, okay? I know that's a lot of money in Lebanon. In America, they call you broke. $40,000, $50,000 a month, and I was like, you know what? It clicked in my head. If I risk everything and I go to build a fucking huge company and I fail, I always know how to get back to $40,000 a month. That's where I am today. I already got here. I know how to get right back here. My worst case scenario, if I risk it all, is right back where I'm standing today. I have nothing to fucking lose. So just remember, your biggest risk is not taking a risk. And if you fuck it up, you're still in the same space. So to wrap it up, I promise you guys, I tell you what the number one worst thing you can do is leaving this event. I told you number 2 is don't take too many notes, don't have too many things to do. Walk out of here with a handful, 3 to 5 different objectives رح تعملون after you leave, and focus on those so you can actually get it done. But the worst thing you can do is leaving this event without making at least 20 new connections. I see a lot of you guys, you gotta understand the situation. It's a fucking Saturday. All my friends in Lebanon are on the beach drunk right now, having a fucking great time. But there's 4,000 people in this fucking room learning, improving themselves on a Saturday when you could be out partying and drinking and everything in the summertime. These are the people you need to network with. These are the people you need to make friends with. And these are the people 5 years from now are gonna be the people standing on the same fucking stage talking to another 4,000 people in Lebanon. Hopefully 10,000 by then. But they're in the same fucking room as you guys. And a lot of you guys are spending most of your time standing in line to ask me a question, to ask George a question, to ask Jad a question, to ask Mehdi a question. For what? The Jads, the Mehdis, the Georges, the Eddies of the world are sitting right next to you right now. Just remember, this was it. 5-6 years ago, we were like this. So to wrap it up, please, at the end of this, bad Jad's talk, bad Mehdi's talk, bad the panel, we have open networking. Please, guys, make the most out of it. Don't sit on your phones. Don't talk to the same fucking people you already know. I see you guys, you came in with your friends, and you've been talking to your friends for 4 hours. You're in a room of 4,000 people. Meet some new people, make some new connections, and challenge yourself a little bit. Remember, skills first, work second, learn as much as you can at work, then build your own shit, take risks, and play life on offense. Thank you so much, Beirut.
Thank you, Eddie, for your powerful, excellent advice. And now we actually have a surprise visit. One that was almost not gonna happen, but it is happening, and we're very grateful for it. Please, let's welcome on stage the founder of Trifid Media, the largest content creation agency in the GCC, Mahi Shafi.
What's up? Yes, I love that. What's up, Beirut? What's up, Beirut? Fuck yes. I want you guys to give me some energy, okay? I want some 2025 energy. I want you guys to show me what Lebanon is all about. Because I hear it. You guys have the energy. You guys know how to party. You guys need to how to make money. Show it to me. I want to create content. I want to start by it. Because everything that I have achieved today is purely because I became a fucking doer on my phone. Only on my phone. Zero excuses, okay? So I'm going to start recording, and I want you guys all to scream, to yell, to just exert as much as you can. Liven up the energy, and then we're going to get into it. I'm going to introduce you to who I am, for who doesn't know who I am, and then we're going to get into a little bit about Trifid, but I'm going to leave it to you. A set of Q&As before we get into the panel. I don't have a presentation because honestly, I wasn't supposed to be here. But then Jad called me, he's like, bro, people think I'm a scammer. I use your name to get the people to come, and then you don't show up. So I'm like, shit, bro, I'm gonna get up and I'm come. So I got on the flight at 7 a.m. to be here, and I'm very happy that I am. Hey, Meta, start recording. You guys know all about it. You guys, all of you know that I can eat eggs, right? Yes, you like that, right? Even though it's disgusting, you still fucking watch me? Because I know how to play mind games in a good way. Don't worry about it, right? So I want some 2025 energy. 1, 2, scream. Just scream. Yes! Yeah, so you can, right? It's beautiful. Now that we have achieved that, whole game of energy, I'm going to start asking some questions, and I want all of you to participate, okay? Cool. First question. How many of you are happy? Raise your hands. So the ones that haven't raised the hands, you're depressed? Are you sad? Are you unhappy? How many of you are happy? One more time. I swear to God, I'm not going to do it. I'll leave. How many of you are actually happy? Thank you very much. All right, cool. How many of you spend at least 1 hour per day on this? Scrolling on it. 1 hour? Half an hour? If you don't spend half an hour on this, leave. Why are you here? Stop lying. Be honest. 1 hour? 2 hours? 3, 4, 5? All right, cool. How many of you use it potentially for your businesses? Right. Now, this is the trick question. If you lie, I will find you. I promise. How many of you, be honest, all right? And I want you to stand up, actually own it. And I want to change after this question. How many of you have a private Instagram account? Stand up. Stand up. Who are you hiding from? What's going on? What are you doing? Privacy of what? What do you do? If you consume it an hour to 2 to 3 per day, every day, that is 45 days in a year. What are you hiding from? What the fuck? Shuhaida, what's going on, man? I'm serious. You guys need to change. Social media is no longer social media. It's no longer the days where I had to poke you to get your attention on Facebook. Social media today is interest media. People follow what they are interested in. And the attention span of all of us, because we get fed so much content, is like a cat. You need to understand how to potentially use it and utilize it. I couldn't have built what I've built, which is 10 million in following across regions, across languages, and most recently on another continent 15 hours away in Australia, if I was private. I had to go be public. And no, my right side does not look better than my left side. Both sides look good. And you know what's the difference between me and the people that don't create? I don't procrastinate. I had a chat with more than 100 of you today. And the problem with everyone is you are too worried about what people that don't really matter think about you. Let that go. It doesn't matter as long as you're creating, as long as you're sharing, as long as you want to be in front of those people. Just share, man. Just do it. What's wrong with that? You all look beautiful. All of you, including the men. No homo. You need to start getting into it. We post every day without failure on 42 platforms 150 times. Every day. Every day, religiously. When I wake up in the morning, the first thought in my head is, Mahdi, try fit, Mahdi, try fit, Mahdi, try fit. And I build forever. I agree with what Eddie said. Forever, for the rest of your life. That's what got me here. I am not Lebanese, guys. You guys might think I'm Lebanese. I love Lebanese people. I have more than 30 people working for me that are from Lebanon. Some of my partners are Lebanese. One of my partners, who you all know, Tawfiq Kredia, who's the owner of Brands for Less. Yeah? Yeah? He invested in me when I was 24, and today he's my partner in my real estate company. I am very close with Lebanese people. And the reason why I'm here is not because I spent 1 dirham on ads. It's because I started creating content organically every day for the past 3.5 years. I study the way you think. And then I take that in and I give it back to you in the most unpleasant, ethical way possible, such as eating eggs. Yeah, you're laughing. I know you watched me for 60 seconds. Yeah, you made me go ahead in the algorithm so other people that don't know me find me. And when they do, I potentially lock them in, hook them, close them, and I become rich. With success. My richness is defined in a different manner, in a different way. We have a very big team. I heard you guys talk about Avani. Yeah, it's not real. Yeah, it's an AI. Who knows Avani here? Yeah? You guys consume that content? Great. She's AI. Sorry? Yeah, as a human, she's a human, but those videos were never shot. I shot them once and then I replicated them. But I got all of your attention because I repurposed content in a way that I knew would get your attention. I used ChatGPT to give me scripts that worked off of other platforms. Then I used another AI platform to generate something for me, and I gave you an avatar that made me a lot of views and a lot of exposure. Purely because I didn't procrastinate, I was a doer, and I started executing. That's it, purely. And we've done so many other brands all across. I'm gonna stop talking because I believe a lot of you know who I am and what we're doing, what TriFit is, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm gonna give it to you guys. Ask me as many questions as you want. Try to be difficult. You don't have to be about business. If you wanna know if I'm married or not, you can, it's okay. I saw you there. So we can start it. She's gonna hand over the mics. If you wanna ask questions, please raise your hands. Damn. No one wants to ask me a question? There, melt the ice, guys, a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. Ask. It's fine. It's okay. Let them start.
I have a quick question. Why did you start your company? Or how did you get the idea, more or less?
TriFit?
Yeah.
Bro, I wanted to make money. What do you mean?
Make money. Or, okay, in more details.
More details?
Yeah.
I was sick and tired of working for someone else that didn't want to give me the potential that I had.
Okay.
So I left. I quit. I quit my 9-to-5 to start TriFit, and I just wanted to make money and be successful. I was a 24-year-old young man.
But how did you start?
How did I start?
Yeah.
On a sunny day, I woke up from bed, I got up. I did not know how to be a CEO. I did not know how to be an entrepreneur. I watched Gary Vee for 5 years, and I watched Shark Tank, I swear to God. I watched them, I went and I delivered, it worked. No joke. I swear to God.
So I assume I just have to start to make it.
I think you need to stop overthinking and just start doing.
You're right.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hey again. Hi.
What's up?
Being selfish again. So.
Being selfish, what?
Yeah, I'm the guy that talked to you outside.
Oh, yeah.
1.5 million 2 years.
1.5 million, yeah.
Yeah. So.
1.5 million with no personal brand.
So you talked once about a magic formula that you have building teams. So it involved one millennial, I think, and multiple Gen Zs under him. Is that still the case with AI?
100%, yes.
What's the new formula that you're using building teams now?
Building the teams?
Yeah. So
okay,
let's
cool.
say
All right.
a content
So
team.
I believe every company needs to ultimately be a marketing company. Every company, no matter what niche you're in, no matter what you're selling, service, product, no matter where you're selling it, you need to become a marketing company. You need to become a marketing engine because attention today is spent on socials. And if you want to understand socials, you need to understand marketing. Who spends more time on social media? Gen Z or millennials?
Gen Z.
Correct. Why?
It's
because they have lesser problems, bro. They are not married. They don't have children. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
All right? Cool. So we bring in 5 to 6 Gen Z individuals because they understand socials. And we have 1 or 2 millennials that manage them because they need to oversee since they could be reckless at times.
Yeah.
And that operation works for me perfectly well. We have 200 people worldwide working, and that same operations is applied everywhere.
Nice. And for a person with absolutely no marketing, when should you go to an agency and when should you take things in-house?
I believe that you need to, okay, I'm an agency, right? So, but also at the same time, I believe that you need to go to an agency when you have the right budgets to spend with the agency.
Yeah.
Okay? If you don't have the right budgets, you're not going to get the right output.
Exactly.
You're going to go with low budget agencies and not going to deliver what you have. So I would alternatively advise you to go and find a 20, 21, 22, 23-year-old that knows how to use their phone, CapCut, and understands TikTok. And TikTok is not a dancing app. No, it's not. And what you post on TikTok shouldn't just be posted on TikTok. Stop thinking TikTok is a fun app. I close millions from TikTok, sometimes more than Instagram. You need to start recycling and forget about the thought that your Instagram page needs to look pretty. I've been seeing so many business accounts here that come to me with the same problem. They show me their Instagram page. I work so hard to maintain my grid layout. For who? I need to make sure I maintain pastel colors because it's summer. What the fuck? I need to make sure I post 3 times a week because people are gonna get bothered. Sorry, excuse my French, screw them. I want to say something else, I didn't. You guys need to start thinking and applying that it's not like that anymore. Mass content needs to be posted and shared for attention, for exposure. Why are you spending so much time making your social media look so pretty so you have 7 people liking your image that you spent 3 hours on, and those 7 people are your mom, dad, colleagues because they're forced to like it because they spent time on it? Tell me I'm lying. Who agrees with me? Thank you. If you believe you're giving value and if you believe you're grabbing that attention, go for it. Just do it. Sometimes the silliest, most raw content becomes the winner. And then suddenly we all become geniuses. We're like, oh, okay, so since this worked, let me reinvent the wheel and do something else. Why? Do it again. And again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and keep doing it. It will work again, for sure, 100%. Happy to answer more questions. Yes, please. Oh, lovely, more hands. Nice. Yeah. Anyone, really. She can. Oh,
hey.
Sorry.
I have a question. If I gave you a phone,
okay,
with all the social media apps, how long would it take you to do it all again? 0 followers, no one knows you. Yeah. How long would it take you?
90 days.
90 days to do it all back? What you have right now?
What I have achieved now?
Yeah.
No, bro, what am I? I'm not a genius like that. 90 days to have a starting point, and then it grows and builds and builds and builds. But the theory for social media and the brands I build is I have 90 days to crack the algorithm. Just like a football match. You have 90 minutes to score a goal. Minute 89, 0-0. Minute 89 and 30 seconds, one team scores. That team wins. You could be going viral on day 89, and then like the fountain and waterfall effect, everything just gets viral.
Okay, so what do you have to say for people that like look around, see all those influencers and say, I'm late, I can't do it?
Stop giving excuses.
Thank you.
Guys, my employees are influencers. I don't even work with influencers anymore. That's a flex. Yeah. My customer acquisition cost is 0. Sorry, Jad. I don't spend any money acquiring my customers. You know what's my ROAS? A lot more than yours. Organically. But on a serious note, my relationship complements Jad's. It's like we're both toxic on our own, but when we come together, we're very healthy. Love you. Next question.
Hello, Mehdi. I know I asked you this question before, but I want to ask you again and again and again. So the question is, Kareem, why are you laughing? I remember you. You're gonna see a pretty fucking show when Q&A
help,
start.
bro?
Yeah, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, man. What I wanna ask you is, I know how much you regret that you didn't document your journey when you first started.
Uh-huh.
So my question is, how much it affected you, and what advices you can give us about that?
How much did it affect me that I didn't
Yeah.
document my content?
Exactly.
A lot, because I couldn't share my journey, and the journey becomes your credibility. So if you're very young today and you start documenting, you don't know what's going to happen in the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years.
Yeah.
So if you have that content, it becomes credibility for you when you're ahead of the game in 7 years. So it would really result in something positive, 100%.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I regret, but definitely I wish I did, but I only started when I was maybe 27. But I've achieved what I've achieved. It's never too late.
Okay, you're gonna stay here because when the Q&A is gonna start, I need you to say something really, really important.
Sure.
So you're gonna stay?
I don't get it. What are
You're
we doing?
gonna stay here?
I'm staying, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Thank you very much, bro. I think you need to come in the front to get the mic. But I know you're jumping in the back.
Quick question. I want to ask about your business failures.
My business failures?
Yes,
Yeah, they were
because
shit.
whenever I meet somebody who made it, you know, like I know we have to learn from their failures before we learn from their successes. So I would like to know what touched you the most, what is the biggest lesson you have learned, and in terms of your team, how do you cultivate loyalty and creativity as you are scaling fast and growing as much?
Okay, I hire fast, I fire fast. Very important, all right? Extremely important. Don't get too attached to anything in business. Second thing that I've learned, even if I had the best idea, I don't want to be attached to it. Today, if I lose all my social media followers, I am not attached to social media. Today, if social media shuts down, I'm happy because I know something is going to pop up that as humans we're going to go towards, so I'll be the first there. So 0 attachments. And thirdly, sales is the most important thing in your business. Because if you don't have sales, the best idea, the best product can go down the drain. So focus on having more sales, individuals, ads, budgets, whatever, however way you are acquiring that sale, more than anything else. Bring the sale in, then worry about operations. Don't worry about perfecting your operations first. Because what is the word perfect? Or how is it going to become perfect? Especially if you're in the service industry. Because perfectionism is subjective. What's perfect to you is not perfect to me.
Were you a perfectionist?
I was, now I am not.
And what was the best advice? Because I think we all relate to this at some point. We just want to make it the best before we take action. And you spoke very highly about not to procrastinate, just do it with all the other speakers. So how did you overcome your perfectionism?
80% perfectionism, 20% fuck it. Just do it. Yeah. A couple more questions because we're going to do the panel as well. Yes, yes!
Yeah, I'm finally here. That's way too many people. I'm very nervous right now. First of all, I want to thank everyone involved in organizing this event. Round of applause, everyone. I have a very random question to you and the audience. Let's say you have a shirt right now and you want to sell it. Where do you go to in Lebanon?
I have a what?
A shirt.
A shirt?
Yeah.
And I want to sell it?
Yeah.
Where do I go in Lebanon?
To sell it.
I don't know, bro.
Online.
I don't know Lebanon.
As of today, you can sell it on Snobbed. Everyone, check us out on Instagram, snob.com. Let's go, baby! Snob.com. Follow us, snob.com.
Oh, God. Are you using me to get clout? Oh, my God, man. Come on. Any more questions? Yes, please. She's going to hand you the mic.
Hello, Mahdi.
Hi.
I have 2 questions, actually.
Please.
Okay, so my first question is regarding the 90 days that you mentioned,
Yeah.
starting from 0 to basically trying to scale to where you are. What are the 5 technical moves you're betting on? Okay, this is the first question. The second question, how does a brainstorming session at your company look like when you're launching a new trend? How do you pick the music? How do you pick the moves? Just give us some technical insight to the back end.
My brainstorming is purely connected to what has worked online. I do not do, there is no word such as creativity anymore, in my opinion. because everything is available online for free in every single niche and industry. I select up to 100 different profiles in a niche. I study 10 pieces of content that has gone viral for them. I have 1,000 pieces. I connect different things, create my masterpiece. That's my creativity. Purely from inspiration. That's it, all right? And the 90-day is purely measured on whether this piece of content will go viral. And once it does, why is the audience engaging with it? And how can I stop caring about what I want and start delivering what the audience wants?
So you picked 90 days because there's a certain...
I just picked 90 days because that's my time limit. I think it could be 30, it could be 100, it could be 200. I like 90. It's nothing specific. I can't give you a clear answer. But I do that because in those 90 days, I do my strategy of posting X amount of pieces of content to make things go viral online.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Thank you. A couple more. I think that guy over there wants to. Thank you very much. Yeah, I know, bro, but she hands the mics. I would love to help
Thank
you.
Hi, Mahdi.
Hi.
First of all, I'm a viral agent student, and
Nice.
I love your stuff.
Thank you very much for being a student.
The question I have is, you run a big team of young adults, right?
Correct.
And you have an amazing personality. You're so lively.
Thank
Everyone
you
in
so
the
much.
office likes you.
I'm blushing.
So the question is, how are you able to stay professional and authentic and have your employees respect you and see that authority given your personality? And how can you make sure that they deliver and that they're efficient while still knowing that you have the authority and you have that boundary and they deliver their stuff while still remaining the person you are?
I'm the first one in, the last one out. I work for my team. My team doesn't work for me. And I don't expect them to do better than me. I expect them to work well together. I find the faults, I try to solve them. I am a problem solver every day for at least 16 hours. And when I find a rotten tomato, I fire immediately. Because diseases spread. And I don't want that to spread.
True. Thank you.
No problem, man. One or two more?
Hi, Mahdi.
Hello.
How do you choose your business partner?
How do I choose them?
Your business partner.
They need to be, they have to have short hair. One of the biggest factors to me is loyalty. I think that's the most important thing. I don't want them to be super skillful. Loyalty, attitude. That's it.
Great.
And when we fight, we have to make up and kiss each other 5 minutes later. Because if we don't do that, that becomes toxic. Because as humans, we fight. It's okay. One more? That's it? Done? We're done? We're done. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. No problem. Sorry, I enjoy it. We'll do a panel. We can ask more questions. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be joined by other guests with me. So we're going to discuss and have a more Q&A, deeper Q&A session. Stay back, enjoy. I'm going to come out, and I'm going to create content with all of you. I love you guys. Thanks for coming. Yes. Hey, Meta, start recording. Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Love you all.
Mehdi, your energy levels are so contagious, and we're very happy that you were able to be with us today. Let's keep the spirit up. You guys already know who's coming up next. He's the guy who built an 8-figure empire, mentored thousands, put Lebanon on the digital business map, and he's the reason we're all here today. From starting with nothing but a laptop and Wi-Fi, to launching brands, agencies, and this very event. Jad Fakhani has failed more times than most have tried, and that's exactly why he wins. Get ready to learn how to master the art of failure. Make some noise for Jad Fakhani.
Hey, ECOM Fest! We're almost done. It just gets better and better every single time. Wow. Man. Before I start, thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Woo! So, before I start, the first minute we came up with the idea of having an event this big, I was so far away from imagining this view. Wow. I always knew that the entrepreneurship scene in Lebanon is next fucking level. But never did I imagine it this way. I promise you, I've been to networking events, to entrepreneurship events, almost all around the Arab world. Trust me when I tell you, it's not because we're involved in this event. It's different. You people are hungry for success. A round of applause for you. So, عادةً, I've had 300, 400 live talks. Usually it's about success. It's about e-commerce. It's about how to make money or how to run a business. But today, I'm making use of this stage, with probably Akbar stage I've talked on, to speak about something even more important. هيكون في a small part e-commerce بالآخر, مش هتهربوا منه. But what's more important is, I want to teach you today how to master the art of failure. I want you to fail. Yes, I actually want you to fail. I want everyone here to fail. But now you'll know why. We're going to start it off with a question. Raise your hand if you have failed at something من أول السنة لهلا. Whether it's business, relationship, fitness, whatever it is. Raise your hand. Man, amazing. You haven't failed in anything. خلوهم فوق. I need them for almost 20 more seconds. Keep your hand up if you actually learned something valuable from this failure. 100%. Everyone learned something. I still have one more. Now drop your hand if you did not use this lesson to try again. We lost 80%. We lost 80%. Here's the truth. Failure isn't the end. It's actually the beginning. But only if you actually do something about it. And what do I mean by that? Every single person in this room is gonna fail at least 100 times in their lifetime. 100%. But there are two types of people. Be the first type of people, but the moment you fail, you instantly say, this isn't for me. Khalas, fuck it, I don't want to do it anymore. See, the other type of people that would actually say, what's my next move? وراح أعطيكم an example about myself. في صورة بستعملها everywhere because I've done a mistake which Mahdi always speaks about, is document every single part of your journey. Whether you're broke, rich, starting, ending, whatever it is. بس أنا unfortunately I was really broke to an extent where عن جد ما كان عندي غير صورة واحدة أنا وبروke. Which is the famous me working at Hallmark for $250 a month, almost homeless for a month, dropped out of uni because I was actually forced to. No skills, no money, 24/7 problems, environment was shit. A lot of debt. It was hard. It was hard. I see a lot of you here. هيك instantly شوي زعلوا or you're feeling sad. Don't be sad. Be happy. Because little did I know that this phase in this picture was the main reason why I became a fucking millionaire. This exact phase is what made me a millionaire. This is the exact reason, although it's not related, why I have a black Huracan which is parked outside, which I don't even know how to drive really well. I was gonna crash it last night, man. But why not? Two things I learned from this experience. One, height and face, sorry, it gave me a lot of bad stuff. It gave me a lot of bad days. I swear to, who here knows classic sandwich? Who here knows classic sandwich? It's your best friend when you're broke. I swear to God, كنت أطلب classic sandwich, حق الميل 5000, chicken mozzarella with fries, and a drink, I think. I swear on my life, I used to eat it on 2 days. Because that's the only way I could have survived. And shit, it was good, man. فيها preservatives للعظام. We love classic sandwich. It gave me a lot of bad stuff. بس في شغلة وحدة عطتني إياها, which made me who I am right now, which is a reason. It gave me a reason to work. I never had this reason before. I was spoiled. I never had a reason to work. I never had a reason to wake up at 4, 5 a.m. every single day and work for 20 fucking hours straight. So إذا في شغلة واحدة عطتني إياها هيدي الفيس بحياتي was a reason. And two, it taught me something which I really want everyone here to learn today. Be the best in what you do, no matter what you're doing. If you're a waiter, if you're a sales guy at a clothes store, if you're whatever it is. I was at Hallmark, bro. I used to work for 12 hours for $250. But guess what? I worked at Hallmark for 6 months. I was the employee of the month for those 6 months. So be prepared to be the best in whatever situation you are at in life. Now I have another question for you. If I tell you right now, and no jokes, I will give you $1 million, guaranteed. All you have to do is carry a pile of bricks for 8 hours a day, 18 months straight. من أول الستيج لآخر الستيج non-stop 8 hours a day. Guaranteed $1 million in 18 months. Who would do it? Come on, don't lie, guys. I would have done it when I was at Hallmark. Who would do it? All of the right side said yes. All of the headache side said no. Are you rich, guys? All of you? Yes? So, actually, the truth is, working hard on your dreams is actually easier and pays far more than carrying those bricks. But most people would rather go and suffer doing something stupid, but it's guaranteed, than take a shot in building their dreams. And I underline the word guaranteed. Why? Because the biggest enemy in this room today is the word guaranteed. The biggest enemy. Every single person who hits me on Instagram with a DM, hey Jad, is it guaranteed I make $1 million if I take your course? I never reply. Try it, ask me this question. I will never answer it. Never answer it. And today, a big part of mastering the art of failure is eliminating the word guaranteed from your dictionary. And we're gonna replace it with a better word. Earned. Earned feels better, it sounds better, it's sexy. Here's Michael Jordan with the famous shot in Game 6. Everyone knows it. Do you think Michael Jordan at timeout اجا الكوتش قال له man, just throw the ball كيف ما بدك it's guaranteed it's gonna go in? No. It took him 9,000 missed shots to make this shot and win the championship. Who's a fan of Messi? Who's a fan of Messi? Okay, here's Ronaldo. Akid, you all know this famous free kick of Ronaldo against Spain. Do you think Ronaldo knew it was guaranteed he's gonna score it before he took this shot? He's too good. He's too good. رح أعطيكم an example of some of the speakers who were with us today. Who, man, I'm so grateful that I'm friends with. They're making my mission much, much, much easier by inspiring all of you guys. What's in common between all of those boys here? Here comes Eddie. I have your photo on the screen, Eddie. What's in common between all of them? All are what? Are married? Man. على فكرة ثاقبت بالغلط. I'm sorry. بس طلعت بسكادجول آخر كم. None of them were told it was guaranteed. They all had to earn it. Am I right, boys? As soon as you were starting, Eddie, حدا قال لك it's 100% guaranteed or you had to figure it out. Exactly. You know شو الفرق بيناتهم؟ في كتير قصص فرق بيناتهم. بس the clear one. Each made 7+ figures from a different industry. Eddie made it from agencies as a start. For example, George made it from the car industry. Arab made it from content. We have Jad Bitar, he made it from real estate. Adam from finance. Anthony from entertainment. So no one was following Shu is the quickest way to make $1 million or Shu is the guaranteed way to make $1 million. No one gave a fuck. They went for what they think they're good at and reached over 7 figures. I did it in e-commerce as a start. And it's been a good first 10 minutes. So now we're going to have a break and speak a little bit about your favorite topic, which is e-commerce. Does e-commerce work? Who thinks e-commerce doesn't work? I think it's my 300th life event. Who thinks e-commerce doesn't work? Wow. 0. Cool. I think you boys are doing a good job. E-commerce works. Here's a screenshot of one of my stores. Last night, I think I took it. Yeah, year to date, لامبارح. So من Jan until June, we made, up until now, $3.3 million in sales. And, no, it's okay. It doesn't need an applause. But what actually needs an applause is those $3.3 million were made from our beautiful Lebanon. Correct. One product store, literally Lebanon. So ما بقى بدي اسمع حدا عم بيسألني if e-commerce works or not. أصلاً e-commerce is not a new thing that popped up out of nowhere. E-commerce is literally the most advanced way to do product trading, which has been there for over 2,000 fucking years. So هيدا السؤال الغني. The same way بدنا نلغي the word guaranteed from your brains. So was it guaranteed? No. No one came and told me it's gonna work. I never knew I was gonna do this much. Either in this store or in the previous stores I used to run since 2014. It was never guaranteed. But I had to figure it out. Damn, it was a great ride. Was it easy? Who said we want easy? Was it worth it? It sure was. It was worth it for me and over 1,500 people where you can see their reviews on my Instagram account. If I ask all those 1,500 people who took the time to share with us their stories about their e-commerce brands, Bilibnain, ask them all and they'll all tell you it was fucking worth it. I'm trying to remember why I put this logo here. Wolfofbey ECOM engine. So it's a really good course, by the way. I wanted to tell you that I'm going to squeeze a 40-hour course into 3 minutes. Just to walk you through, again, it's not an e-com workshop. Echer event, I gave you a full e-commerce workshop. اليوم it's just going to be a small reminder about how e-commerce actually work in the easiest way possible. إذا حدا هيطلع يقول لي منها هالقد هيني رح أقول لك مبلا هالقد هيني. Between the lines, you will get a lot of things to do. But at least start. I would accept anyone to come and tell me it's not doable if they at least tried twice in their life. Twice, مش 10 مرات. So really fast, the 5 steps of starting your e-com brand بلبنان. 1, private labeling. This is أول point. You need to find a winning product. I've spoken at least with 200 people today. I swear to God, almost 50% of you had the same exact question. I'm not finding a winning product. What the fuck is a winning product? How can you know it's a winning product before you even start? There are some stuff that can help you know if your product might potentially be a winner. But no one's gonna tell you, hey man, here's a product, if you sell 100 of them, you'll make $1 million today. Fuck no. Khalas, the average age here is 25, grow up. We don't want guaranteed, we don't want easy, we want fun, doable, and a fucking $1 million. And that's how you're gonna make it, by not following what's guaranteed and easy. So step number 1, use the same exact apps you use every single day to get entertained and watch dancing people on TikTok, but use them to steal the product blueprint. Go on social media, go on TikTok, on Instagram, on X, and write hashtags like Amazon finds or TikTok made me buy it. This alone will expose you to hundreds and hundreds of potential winning products. Again, this is not a workshop. I'm gonna keep it brief. Another point when finding your winning product, when سألت عنها اليوم, is I wanted to start this business, بس في حدا تاني عملها. Bro, if you think you're gonna be the only one who's selling this exact product, you will never open a business. Never. Every single product I ever sold in my life كان في at least 10 غيري عم بيبيعوه in the same exact market. And guess what? خلينا نقول you were the first one to sell it, هيجي من بعدك 10. Who gives a fuck who came first? هيجي وقت where all of you are selling it. So, in private labeling, there's no need for innovation when it comes to the product itself. Make sure your product meets 3 out of 5 from the below. 1, your margins are at least 70% before marketing expenses, because your marketing expenses is gonna push it down بلبنان to at least 40%. 2, you need to have a selling price of at least $30. It's not gonna be worth it selling a product for $10. إن شاء الله يكون عندك 90% بالmargins. A huge plus would be a product above $50. 3, recurring customers can be bought several times. It can be bought several times. يعني بيخلص هالشهر, a client can buy again. مثل toothpaste or super powders. Here's the owner. Who here likes super powders? A round of applause. Who here hates them? 4, you can have at least 2 to 3 extra cross sells. شو يعني cross sells? يعني if you go على محل تليفونات and you buy a phone من عند iStyle, انت وطالع هيقولوا لك, how about you take a phone cover with it or a charger with it? So that's what a cross sell is. So if your product can potentially have 2, 3 extra cross sells later on, this is a huge plus. 5, never go for seasonal or trendy products. I see a lot of people, ما في عنا a student, I'm really sorry for him, but he ordered a full container of products for Christmas decoration. And guess what happened? صارت الحرب قبلها. الكونتينر ما وصل. اجى الكونتينر بشباط. All went to waste. It should go until next year. But the guy needed cash. So if you're starting new, avoid seasonal products. Step number 2, order your products. I can speak about this for 30 minutes. I'm gonna make it in 3 seconds. Alibaba.com. This is the only thing you need. كل حدا بيقول لك ايه بس ما البضاعة الصينية is not good, البضاعة الصينية is shit. لا برو. مثل ما في بضاعة in the States which is good, وفي بضاعة in the States that are bad, في بضاعة بلبنان that is good, في بضاعة بلبنان that is bad, في بضاعة that is really good in China, في بضاعة that is really bad from China. 80% of every single product in this room today has been imported from China. Alibaba.com, your easiest way, لاحقين to build relationships with a lot of people there who you can get at least 10% أحسن prices For now, you're starting at least طلبية أقل من $50,000. Just go for Alibaba. إن شاء الله $100. Step number 3, build your website. Shopify.com. I'm not going to waste more time on this. Step number 4, shoot content. We had an entire lineup of content creators today. The top 5 or 6 بالعالم العربي. We had Arab. We had Mahdi, bro, who's known to create the best pieces of content in the Arab world. And they all tell you in 2025, you're lucky enough that phone content converts the most for your e-commerce brands. So it made it easy. I swear to God, I started e-com in 2014. 2015-16, you had to create kick-ass ads. We used to pay shitload of money for a piece of content. After COVID, became much easier. Finally, run some ads. أي أحسن ads or do both. Do both, whatever converts more, whatever has a higher ROAS. One is for the long-term play and it's cheaper. One is more expensive for the short-term cash. Do both. You'll fine-tune it throughout the way. The formula is simple. 3 steps. People. In order to make money through e-commerce, you need people to sell to. 2, your offer. You need to offer something for those people. 3, convert those people. Make those people pay you. Now, I have a question for all of you. Which is more important, product or marketing? If you believe product is more important, raise your hand. What? If you believe having a good product with bad marketing is better, raise your hand. 5 people. Okay. If you believe having a bad product with really good marketing is better, raise your hand. We have a lot of work to do. I don't remember ever telling you sell bad products. You have to sell good products, guys. We're not trying to scam people here. But actually, the right answer is, actually, بكتير حالات you can go with this or you can go with that. But my favorite answer is, value is greater or equal for the amount of money people are gonna pay you. If you're asking people for $100, make sure you give them $100 worth of value in return. That's how we measure the success of every single product we're going for. That's why there are coaches who charge $10,000 for an hour versus coaches who charges $50 for an hour. Because the value you're taking from this hour is actually worth $10,000. What makes an e-com brand successful versus a failed one? أكيد ما قصدي technical. Both actually start slow. I've never seen an e-com brand that makes $1 million from the first day. Yet, one directly blames the product, while the second one listens to the fail, listens to the flop. Remember, the title of our talk today is Master the Art of Failure. They listen to this fail. And what's good is that it's very easy to know what the problem is. So imagine بتروحوا على الصيدلية and you tell him أعطيني حبة دواء. هون شو بيصير؟ شو بيعمل الصيدلي؟ Exactly. He asks you, I want to know what the problem is. مش هيشيل حبة دواء هيعطيك إياها randomly before asking you what the problem is. Same thing with your e-commerce store. You're not making sales? You can get the answer in 3 seconds. If you have your Facebook pixel integrated, if you know how to read your analytics on Shopify and Google Analytics, just print them out, segment your sales funnel, and start measuring the conversion rate from every single step of the funnel. From the moment people see your ad to the moment they pay you the first $1. And it can instantly tell you where the problem is so that you can solve it. 5 things I want you to leave with tonight. 1, build a solid active stream of income, which is something you can actually control. I'm not telling you stay away from trading or crypto or whatever it is. I actually trade a lot. I have a relatively big bag in crypto. But that's not my only source of income. Before that, I've built an active source of income. Why? Because I'm not a trader. If I was, maybe it could have been an active stream of income. But since I'm not, I trade products. So have a solid active stream of income before you start thinking of the passive shit. Stay away from the word guaranteed. I never ever want you to use this word anymore. 3, accept that you have to work hard first. There will come a day where you can start working smart over hard. As a start, you need to do both. But if you had to choose one, I would choose working hard as a start. If you're broke. 4, secure an iron mindset. Stay away from a fixed mindset. I've talked about this a lot on social media. With the nagging, with the throwing your responsibility on something else, with the love of attracting the bad energy around you. And finally, the main reason why we're having this today, which is surround yourself with the right people. If you do not have the right people, just look around you. I don't know as the people in front can see behind, but just look around you. You can literally find your next 5 best friends or business partners in this room today. Before we end, I want to anchor something in your minds today. I want you all to take out your phones, please. Take out your phones. I need them for 45, 46 seconds. Perfect. I want you to think about the biggest move you were scared to make. Open your notes app and write it down. It can be a new store. It can be probably going to the gym. It can be a girl you wanted to speak to, or even a guy. We can get hit on by girls as well. Just take 10 to 15 seconds and write down something you've lately been scared to do. 8, 7, 6, 4, 2, and 1. Now next to it, write the worst thing that can happen if you fail. If you fail by doing this thing. I'll give you 6 seconds on this one. It's an easy one. It's because you've already thought about it. Perfect. Now under it, write the best thing that can happen if you succeed. Are you done? Are you done? Now honestly, بحياة ربكن, just look at it like this. Is it worth starting it or not? Please ask yourself this. And keep it on your notes. Screenshot it if you ever want to delete it. And every time you think of not doing it again, ask yourself the same question. Is it actually worth? Okay, if I failed, I lose $800. I can probably make them back up in 2 months. But if it works, I can buy my dream car. I can buy my mom her dream house. I can take my family on the vacation they've been wanting to go to all their lives. Which one is worth? Which one weighs more? As we celebrate these beautiful days, guys, I want you to please all cooperate me and help me with one last task I want from you today. To end the ECOM Fest before our Q&A panel in the most beautiful ways ever. Before I hit the stage today, I told you I want to help you master the art of failure. I told you I want us to delete the word guaranteed. So I want you all, please, for one last time, stand up if you're done of being scared of failing. Truly stand up. If you're not scared of failing anymore, don't stand up. Stand up if you're scared of failing. Stand up if you're done waiting for guarantees. Stand up if you're ready to leave this fucking building knowing that every failure is one step towards success. And failure is not the end, it's the beginning to a new success. When we walk out here, guys, failure will no longer slow you down. I want you every single time you fail to smile because you're one step closer towards fucking success. It was Jad Fakhani, everyone. If you want to join our community, scan this QR code. I love you all. Thank you for making ECOM Fest special. Until the next one, we'll see you in the Q&A in 5 minutes.
That was fantastic. حرام ياخد بريك شوي هلا جاد